probably one of the silliest cars ever made and who was also canceled the most amount of times. Here we have Mater with cone teeth. And let me tell you, this guy is absolutely amazing. I can't believe I was able to get my hands on one because, like I said, he has been canceled a lot. Ever since 2010, Mattel has wanted to release him, and they planned for him like 3 different times, but I guess it just never came to fruition. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but you're probably wondering, Disney Docket, if this was canceled, how on earth did you get it? So I actually did end up getting him on eBay from Japan. Some guy over there somehow, I don't know, acquired one. I'm pretty sure like a couple of these were leaked out because even when a car is canceled, Mattel makes some prototypes, and maybe when they're making the prototypes, that's when they discover something's wrong, and maybe that's when they decide not to release the car. But some are leaked naturally, and somehow they end up in Japan. I know somebody on Instagram has one. I don't remember his name right now, but yeah, he's in Japan as well. He got one, and then this guy who got one in Japan as well, but he wanted to sell his. He put it on eBay for a hefty price. And yeah, I did splurge. I was like, you know what? This is definitely my favorite canceled car ever. So I want to make sure I have this guy in my collection. So here he is. I'm super stoked. I can't wait to get into the review of him. So without any more talk, let's just dive right into the history of Mater with cone teeth. Although I would have to say I would have named them cone teeth Mater. I don't like putting the withs in there, like when they say Mater with bomb or something like that, or Mater with the Ghostlight. Just, make it like an adjective. But anyway, in the 2010 collector guide that was included with metallic Dragon Lightning McQueen, you guys probably remember that or have seen it before. They actually, have 150 cars in here, and about like 15 of them were canceled, unfortunately. It's kind of funny. Most of the ones at the beginning of the book made it out into release, but the ones toward the end of the little guide here are more likely to have been canceled. So in the Deluxe Megasize section, as you can see here, Mater with cone teeth was listed as 22. Funny though, it's just kind of like a prototype image. They just like put 2 weird looking cones in his mouth there, and they don't have the cone on top. Now, when I saw this originally listed as a Megasize, I was like, what the heck, Mattel? There's no way he needs to be a Deluxe. He doesn't have even the cone on his roof. But now we know that he is probably worthy of being a Deluxe with the 3 cones. But yeah, he was supposed to be released in 2010 along with these other guys who actually all were released. Even the one they didn't have an image for got a release. So that's a little disappointing. Of course, Brian only made it overseas, never to the US, and some of these are quite rare. Let me just show you guys for the laughs and giggles. Shiny Wax Hauler, he was canceled. And then when you get into the Cars tunes, oh boy, who we got here? Where's my man Tansu and Sandman? Those guys never even saw prototypes, unfortunately. But we did get quite a few, so I'll take it. And then, in 2016, he was supposed to be released in the 2016, sorry, I said that twice, but he was supposed to be released that year in the Radiator Springs series, just as like a normal Deluxe. That never happened. I think there was like a whole extra case that had him in it, along with Outback Miles Axelrod, who was supposed to be a Super Chase. That whole case just got canceled. So they did end up releasing some prototype images of it then, with the cone on top, so I'll throw that on the screen there. And then at the end of 2016, when we kind of figured out he was canceled, TakeFiveADay posted this checklist for Cars 3 releases, and he was supposed to come out as a part of the Radiator Springs Classic line in 2017, along with some semis that were end up being released, Chet, Gil, Jerry, Paul, and who was the other one? Gil, Paul, Jerry, Ben. Yeah, Ben was the 5th one there. So then he wasn't released. And on that same list, these cars were included. So it's just kind of funny. It seems like everybody has been released except him, because these 2 were on that list and they end up, getting a release together. So hopefully you followed that. I know it's probably not the clearest of explanations, but Yeah, I mean, Mattel didn't make it that clear for us anyway. So now let's get into the good stuff. This guy did not actually appear in any movies. He was in Mater and the Ghostlight when he tried to scare Sally. It was kind of toward the beginning of the short. Man, I haven't watched it in forever though. I'll probably watch it again after this though, just because I'm in the mood. But yeah, that's his appearance there. We did get Mater with the Ghostlight as a lenticular release with like this kind of weird expression. In my opinion, it is probably one of the best lenticulars though, because of the expression. It actually looks pretty good. It doesn't really change too often. And he did have the glow-in-the-dark Ghostlight there attached to him. And we also have received some other cone releases. Sally with cone, McQueen with cone. So we'll be comparing them to Mater with his cones in a couple minutes here. But let's just start with Mater himself. Now they did make him thinner than the normal release of Mater, which I find a little strange. You can tell that he is definitely just like slightly thinner and taller. But that's because they like hoisted him up a little bit. You can see there all this space where he's like lifted up a little bit, which is pretty cool. It does make him a little bit tougher to customize though. You could use Mater with hood. He's hoisted up a little bit already. Or maybe one-eye Mater, but his hoist is in the back. So yeah, you probably have to use like Mater with hood and then like somehow get rid of the hood. I don't know. That'd be tough. It's tough to customize this guy. But anyway, moving on, he has these two small cones, which is another reason why it's so hard to make a custom of him, because where are you going to get two cones this size? But they just fit in his mouth perfectly. I love how his mouth is just like wide open. You can see his tongue in there, the teeth. So much passion in Mater just trying to scare Sally. So I love that. Great feature about him there. Of course, you know, we got the engine there just wide open. He does have this cone on the top, and they are plastic, like hard plastic, or you know what, they are a little rubbery, but in my opinion, I would not want to mess with them, especially since it's a canceled car. It could break off. It is definitely not as flexible as Sally's cone here. It's more like McQueen's cone. That's a lot harder, although it is a little rubbery. On the side here, you have Tow Mater, towing and salvage Radiator Springs. His back wheel is yellow, and then the other one should be white. Yeah, looking good. He has the same thing over on his right side as well. Of course, very rusted. You can still see some of the blue in there, though. And now this one is actually pretty unique because it's one of the first times Mater has ever been included with the back window. So you can see right there, the window is painted gray, which is pretty funny because, I don't know, they've never really done that before, except on the Precision Series version. So here's regular Mater. You can see no back window. Let me just show you guys some other examples. You know, Mater with hood. Nope. One-eye Mater. Nope. But the Precision Mater, they do have that back window, although it's much smaller. You know, it's definitely higher up. Whereas this one's just kind of more blatant, just like right across the back. Doesn't even look like a window. It just kind of looks like a bar. So maybe that's like another part of the prototype thing where they didn't make it as perfect as this one is here. But again, this is the Precision Series version, so you do expect this to be very high quality. But anyway, moving on to the towing cables here. He's got the siren up there. He's got one of the lights. And, you know, just kind of the normal tow cable. You can kind of move it around a little bit. And his iconic A113 license plate. And that's obviously one of the codes that appears in every Pixar movie, because it was like one of their room numbers that was very significant to them. Just something that they like to throw in every movie. So now let's pull in our other cone friends here and see who has the better cone. Sally with cone was the first one to ever be released back in 2008. Then again 2009. And then I believe most recently in early 2017 in a 2-pack. But hers is pretty unique because it has the white stripe, and so is McQueen's. But it is pretty rubbery. You know, you can kind of move it around a little bit, although be careful. McQueen's is absolutely hard plastic, and it comes through the bottom here and kind of creates a lot of friction with the tire there. This is my final lap version. I think they probably corrected it since then. But yeah, this guy doesn't roll. I remember I found this guy on vacation. Where was I? It wasn't like a big vacation. I don't know, but I remember we went to Target and then we went to dinner. And I cracked this guy open. I was like, what the heck? He doesn't roll. I was so upset. But yeah, I think the newer ones are a little bit better. And this is like the happy medium in terms of flexibility of the cone. Moves a little, but not as much as Sally's. And of course, these are plastic up here. So that's pretty much it. I love that expression though in the eyes. That is just awesome. Look at that. You can see some paint bubbles there too as well, which I would expect for a sample. He's also chipped on the front headlight there. The decal's a little torn over here, but you know what? I don't mind at all. That adds character, in my opinion. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And actually, before we end off here, let's pull in our other Ghostlight releases. We got Ghostlight Ramon here, which is just basically blue. We got Mater with the actual Ghostlight, the lantern there. And let's bring in Sheriff just for fun. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think he'll ever get a release, or do you think he's pretty much canceled for life? I really hope he does get a release eventually, but then that would probably make my purchase obsolete, and I'd be pretty upset with myself. But you know what? I'm happy now. I'm happy to have this guy. I do know that he is one of the older ones that was made, because if you look on the base here, DHL02 was like the production identification that they included on Amazon when he was originally listed. They also listed him on Mattel.com as well. I'll put both listings in the description below if you want to check those out. By the way, we do have a rivet up here and nothing really back here. There's usually a screw back there. Or actually, no, they usually put a rivet back there as well. I don't know, that's kind of strange. And one actually final thing here, I do want to compare his cones to the ones that they include in those movie moments like Charlie Checker, Dexter Hoover, or Marlon Clutch's McKay. These are very, very rubbery, of course, and they are quite a bit bigger than these cones here. You can actually put them on top. Look at that. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.